What about memory structure? Are they able to retrieve it? Are they going to remember what you taught them? You deliver your stuff, you convey it, you take an assessment, everybody passes, and a week later, or a day later, they don't remember it. So are they going to remember it? If they don't remember what you're training them, it goes in one ear and out the other. Most of the time, they don't acquire it, it doesn't even go in one ear. It doesn't get into the system. And in the rare case that it goes in and stays in the brain, do they apply it? Do they use it? Does it have an impact when they go back to the office or wherever they're going to use what you've taught them? What is really interesting from a cognitive perspective, from a neuroscientific, the three perspectives here are different parts of the brain. The distinct cognitive issues, totally different, unconnected, but they're intertwined and interdependent. If they have the correct mental representation, when they acquire it, they will remember it and use it, even though they're distinct. So you have to think of these ones when you do this one. In the remaining time, I just want to give you a feel what I mean by acquire memory and apply. So let's talk about acquire for 1 minute. I'm going to put something on the screen, and I want you to count how many times the letter F appears here. Do you want more time? No time, perfect. How many people, pick up your hand, see 5 Fs? How many people see 4 Fs? 3 Fs? 2 Fs? If you saw 2 Fs, you had too much to drink, which is a good sign. Now, all the people who saw 3, 4, and 5, pick your hands up. Almost everyone. There are 6. Don't be proud that you've seen them yet. But almost everyone. So first of all, it's not a gimmick. Let me show you. And before I show you, you're not blind. Don't go to have your eye checked. And you're not an idiot. Okay? Don't worry about that. But let me show you. Everybody saw 3. 1, 2, and 3. But of, and of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again. Of. Your brain did not acquire the information. A simple task. And here, okay, you had a bit too much to drink. You're in a good mood. We bring you into the scientific laboratory. We pay £10 for every F you see. You're motivated. You're not going to see the 6 Fs. For those who saw the 6 Fs, come and talk to me later. You need professional help. People who see the world as it is have a paper called Perception is Far from Perfection. Nobody sees the world as it is. Nobody remembers it the way it is. People who suffer from depression remember better than most people. They have a better memory. They can't forget. If I remember everything I did, I'd feel very bad. The way I don't feel bad, I forget. Amen. I hope tomorrow morning I forget what I said tonight. Let me show you another example. Some of you may be familiar with it. If you are, just be very quiet, because it will only work if everybody is quiet. I'm going to put a video on, 15 seconds, and the people here are going to pass a basketball between them. And I want you to count how many times the white team pass a ball between them, but direct pass. If it hits the ground, you don't count. So let's say Nikki, Don, and I have white shorts. I pass it to Don, it's 1. He passes it to me 2. I pass it to Nikki, it's 3. He passes it to Don, but it hits the floor, and then he catches, don't count. You are not able to count the Fs. Let's see if you can count how many times the white team passes the ball. Again, how many times did the white team, with the white shirt, will pass the ball without it bouncing on the floor. You have to be very quiet, and I will ask you how many times. This is when technology fails. How many people counted 15 or more? 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 or less? First of all, what is obvious to me as a scientist, I've learned tonight that IT trainers cannot count. This is my conclusion. 2, if you haven't seen it before, pick up your hand if you noticed something unusual. Most people not. I will tell you, and I'm happy some people noticed, halfway through the video, a 6-foot gorilla walked across the screen here, and you didn't see it. Let me go back to the video. I will point it out to you, but it's not a small dog. Okay, a 6-foot gorilla, it will stop in the middle. I'm going to come out in 5 seconds. I don't need to point it out, but I will. 3, 2, hit. I'm not sure why you're clapping your hands. You can't count and you can't sing. That's a qualification of IT training. Now, seriously speaking, acquired information, the fact that you say something, that you put the F, the fact that you have a gorilla, the information right in front of your face, doesn't mean that the people who are looking at it are acquiring it. The fact that you tell doesn't mean they're listening, and even if they're listening, it doesn't mean they're hearing. But you have to understand how the brain does visual search, allocates attention, encodes information, and I will not ruin the evening by showing you the mathematics. The brain can only acquire a very small amount of information that comes in. There's a bottleneck. You cannot process all the information you see and hear. There is selection, and that is inevitable. You need to know what's selected, how